say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love us.
I am confused. Being philosophically consistent and being a very honest person, I'm sure you can tell me where God came from.
That you're thinking of the wrong, obviously it displays that you're thinking of the wrong God. Because the God of the Bible is not affected by time, space, or matter. If he's affected by time, space, or matter, he's not God.
This is the Philosophically Poetic Show. Right here on FM.
What is up? What is happening? You are tuned into another day of Philosophically Poetic right here on Active FM. And I thought that today we would do a little different thing, a little something different rather. And I thought that we would play a little game. Now, earlier on in the show, we were speaking about economics and we're speaking about how there's going to be a crash in the economics. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about that when we get into all of that. But first of all, we always start with the fact of the week. And here we go. Did you know the first oranges weren't orange? Wow. The original oranges were from Southwest Asia and were a tangerine pomelo hybrid. I'm guessing those are fruits. And they were green. That's disgusting. Imagine eating a green orange. Saying green orange is weird. But imagine eating a green orange. In fact, oranges in warmer regions like Vietnam and Thailand stay green through maturity. So it's not like you look at the orange and you're like, it's not orange, it's disgusting. It really is good on the inside. I wonder if it's green on the inside. I don't think so. I think it's still orange on the inside. I wonder who decided to call them oranges if they weren't orange, if they were green. They should have been called greens. Ew, that sounds disgusting. Now I don't want to eat it anymore. But that was the fact of the week. That just got me thinking just a little bit. I'm going to continue the conversation with myself. But we're going to listen to the song. It's called Here With Me. And it's the Amapiano vibes. If you don't know what Amapiano is, it's a genre of music right here in South Africa. Sort of something like house, except they use piano sounds. The same piano sounds, in fact. Let's go.
Covers me.
can be against me if you here with me, Baba? Who can be against me? Who can be against me? Yeah. Now and forever, your love covers me. Your love covers me. Your love covers me. Yeah. Now and forever, your love covers me. Your love covers me. Yeah. Your love covers me. It's a blues world. Listen, Active FM in the building, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Radio never has been better, so keep listening and stay tuned to these tunes, cause they keep hitting the stage. Stage 1 to stage 12, our load is amazing. Sharing only facts, cause you know we are different. Yeah, we are different, far from average. Podcasting could present your favorite station, nah. Are you comfy while you study? Yeah, just hit the play. Become our family, our presenters keep you up to date. You'll never lose, cause there's blues and them kitty shows. Don't hit the snooze, cause our news, yeah, we ahead of the world.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
So we were talking about green oranges and now we're moving on to economics. Just a little bit confusing. But economics is like green oranges, I guess, sometimes, because it's very hard to understand what's going on in economics. And we were speaking earlier on in the series about the Great Reset and about what's going to happen with the Great Reset and the economy crash and everything. And we're starting to see systems being implemented and put into place to sort of align us with what is going to happen with the Great Reset. I'm happy to say that we are seeing Christians rising up and we're seeing people starting to have a voice against what the world powers are trying to push. And the first way you can control people is through economics. I mean, if I hold your money, I hold you. Plainly put. And if I control your money, I control what you do, I control your time, I control everything. And that is what is being sort of put into place in the world. Systems of sort of a Marxist community. If we look at it quite plainly, it is Marxism in a sort of communist way and a socialist way. We are pushing all types of things that is just not right with what's going to happen with humanity. And I just thought, why won't we do a economics trivia? Before I do this trivia, I do want to tell you that I did study economics. Not in high school, in varsity, and I have a feeling I'm gonna fail this. So I thought I'd just start off by telling you guys that I'm not completely dumb when it comes to these things. I think I've forgotten a lot of things. So if I get stuff wrong, please do bear with me. If you do manage to get things right, please do also tell me, just so I know. But the first question is: inflation increases the average level of prices. Just clearly plain definition. What does the statement refer to? The price of commodities exceeds income. In real terms, the money supply grows higher than the rate of the gross domestic product. And it says now you have to choose. You actually choose between option 1, which is only one, that the price of the commodities exceeds the income, or the money supply grows at a rate higher than the gross domestic product. So you can choose either that, you can choose 2, you can choose both 1 or 2, or you can choose neither 1 or 2. I feel like both of these things are included in inflation. No, only number 1 is included, because the money supply growing higher than the GDP is not a cause of inflation in my mind. Okay, if I'm wrong, I don't know. Let's see what they say. I'm going to select only number 1, and they're going to tell me the answer. This is so stressful. It's only 2. Oh, my word. Okay. We're going to go to the next question. So far, not doing too well. What is the purpose of central state and state warehousing corporations? To provide storage facility, to provide new tools for farming, to distribute seeds, or none of these? I'm going to say number 1. I really don't know this answer. The first one I should have gotten, but they tried to confuse me there. But at least we're learning something about economics in the process. I'm going to say provide storage, because, yay, I was correct. It is to provide storage. Can I just tell you that they put a smiley face when you got it right? I didn't see the last or not face they put, but I'll let you know if I get this one wrong. Among the following, which areas are reserved for public sector as per government of India's industrial policy? I don't know India's policies. Oh my word. So number 1 is aircrafts. Number 2 is atomic energy. Number 3 is petroleum. And number 4 is railway transports. Jeez. Which one of these areas are reserved for public sector as per the government of India? Public sector. I'm not going to say atomic energy, because I don't think that's public sector. Petroleum usually is not in the public sector, because where am I going to get petroleum to sell? So I'm going to say railway transport, and I'm going to say aircraft. So I'm going to say 1 and 4. There's not even an option for 1 and 4. This is how I know I'm already lying. Okay. Whew. Number 2 is in a lot of these answers. So I could either choose petroleum and railway transport. I really don't think it's atomic energy, hey? Why would that be reserved for the public sector? So I'm going to say 3 and 4. Hopefully I got it right. No, it's 2 and 4. Atomic energy is so reserved for the public sector in India. Oh my word, it shows me a sad face, just by the way. I said I'd tell you if I got it wrong. Okay. As per a census in 2011, which Indian state has made significant progress in total literacy? Additionally, this state has the widest gap between male and female literacy identified from the given options. Guys, I don't know India. Is this like an Indian economics quiz? Because I don't know India. It says Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, or none of these. I'm going to say West Bengal because I feel like that's a real place in India. And I got it wrong. It's Bihar. Why are they giving me so many Indian questions? Okay. In India, no ways. We are going to play another quiz because I'm so not going into Indian, what do you call this, economics? But while I'm getting to the next quiz, I really just want to say that first question caught me off guard, and I'd like to defend myself and say that this is not how things usually happen. Usually I do know the answers, but that one really caught me off guard. So we're going to go into the next quiz, and number 1 is a large increase in the number of fast food restaurants in a community is most likely to result in number 1, lower prices and higher quality. Number 2, lower prices and lower quality. Number 3, higher prices and higher quality. So a large increase in the number of fast food restaurants. So that will definitely lower the price because now you've got more of an option of what you want to buy, what you want to eat. So that's lower prices. Would the quality increase? I think so, because now there's more competition. So now you're needing to up your game. So I'm going to say lower prices and higher quality. This is the type of quiz where they give you the answers at the end after you've submitted with your name, just so they make sure that they know who you are. Number 2, a person who starts a business to produce new products in the marketplace is known as a manager, a bureaucrat, an entrepreneur, or I don't know. It's definitely an entrepreneur. An increase from 5% to 8% in the interest rates charged by banks would most likely encourage, number 1, businesses to invest. Number 2, people to purchase houses. Number 3, people to increase the saving of their money. Number 4 is always I don't know. So an increase from 5 to 8% in the interest rates charged by banks is most likely to encourage people, in my view, to start saving, because now they're charging you higher interest. It's not like you want to go and buy things now all of a sudden. So I'm going to say definitely you want to save your money and put it in your pocket. For most people, the largest portion of their personal income comes from wages, salaries from their jobs, interest from stocks and bonds they own, rent paid to them from the property they own. I would say for most people, it definitely has to be wages, because I don't have a house that I'm renting out to nobody. That might be the majority of my income, but not most people. If the real gross domestic product of the United States has increased, but the production of goods has remained the same, then the production of services has increased, decreased, or remained the same. Definitely has increased, because it's a mixture of the two. If the price of beef doubled and the price of poultry stayed the same, people would most likely buy more poultry and less beef, less poultry and more beef, or the same amount of poultry and beef. So now the prices of beef is doubling while the prices of poultry is staying the same. Definitely not going to buy beef anymore. So you're going to start buying more poultry and less beef, because now beef is more expensive. And why would you want to eat beef when you could eat chicken, right? If the United States stopped importing automobiles from country X, who would most likely benefit? So now the United States stops importing. So now they're asking who would benefit more. So they're saying the automobile manufacturers in country X, definitely not. Consumers in the United States, definitely not. Automobile manufacturers in the United States, definitely, because now they're not importing cars, so now where are people going to buy cars? And it definitely would not be of benefit to consumers of the United States, because mainly if you're getting cars from China, and we all know China is a superhouse in producing, their stuff is cheaper than the stuff in the United States. So now if I'm a consumer and now all I have is United States cars to buy, that's not helping me, because now the market means that they decide the prices, and the prices are probably going to be higher. And it won't benefit the people in country X, which we're going to name China, because now they're not exporting anymore, meaning that their money has gone down, if that makes sense. If your city government sets a maximum amount of landlords can charge in rent, what is most likely to result? So they set a maximum that the landlords can charge in rent. There will be more apartments available and less people would want to rent. There'd be fewer apartments available and more people would want to rent. The number of apartments available would equal to the amount of people that want to rent. So now if they set a maximum price, and this is what usually happens, not in our government because they don't want to, but we know stuff like minimum wage and all of that has been set in place, that so people are not abused sort of in the workplace with how much they earn. And we see this price ceilings and price floors are put everywhere. And now if they have to say that you can't charge rent more than, let's say, for example, 5,000, because that's a maximum. You can't go above 5,000. Now less people want to rent out their places because they're like, my place is worth 7,000. I'm not charging 5,000. So what would actually happen here is that there'd be fewer apartments to rent than the people who want to rent, because now the supplier's like, why would I want to supply to you? In the United States, who determines what goods and services would be produced? Producers and the government, consumers and the government, producers, consumers, and the government. So what goods and services would be produced? It's definitely producers, consumers, and the government. They all work together because the consumers set the demand, the suppliers set the supply, and the government comes in and intervenes with all sorts of subsidies and taxes and the like. So they are able to also impact that market. If they set higher taxes on cigarettes, I don't think people would stop buying cigarettes because it's an addiction, but you sort of get the gist of what is going on. And before we carry on with this quiz, and before I find out my results in public in front of the people, humiliation so great, we are going to go into the next song, and it's called Devil's Work Response, and this one is by Bizzle. Let's go.
Joiner, I hear you going through some things and it's getting tough, but I see you got my word with you. It's a shame how the pain only thing make you pick it up. And you complain when it rains just once, but I never hear thanks for that 100 days with the sun. Could've ran to me first, ran to the drink first, and now I gotta have this conversation with you when you drunk. See, before I even start addressing it, I don't owe you any answers, so don't get used to it. But I feel like you being genuine. But the truth is you can't handle the truth, Lucas. But you kept it a buck and I love that. If I kept it a buck back, could you take what you stepping in? I know it's other folk to feel like you, so first thing I'ma do is let you know who you questioning. I am the God who created the earth. I knew you start feeling yourself, so I made you from dirt. Ain't no battery in your body, so who making it work? I made the earth perfect, it's y'all making it worse. Who put the seed in the fruit, put the fruit in the tree, and that tree in another little seed but me? Then turn around and made you the same way after that. For you was in your daddy sack and his daddy sack. I am the one that put breath in your lungs and created the same mind that you question me from. You were lost, I'm the way, I'm the potter, you the clay, and now the clay got something to say. Okay, you can never check me, so check this. Your standard for right and wrong is me. I am the checklist, I am right. Wrong is whatever you're left with. I am life, you without me is what death is. I am the judge, you answer me. If I throw lightning, who throws it back at me? Nobody. And if all this falls, who can stand but me? You go to the cross for you cross-examine me. You say I made mistakes, you mistaken me. You made gods out of men who were clay to me. You put lives over lives that you ain't create, then fill away cause all flesh the same to me. What if some of the people you naming to me wasn't really everything that you made them to be? Or worse, what if they are and I take them with me? Are you telling me it's any better place they could be? Either way, you don't know, you just gotta push through. Cause while you over here saying what I should do, somebody lost somebody last week and came at me the same way saying I should've took you. You asked why the good die young, but the truth is none of y'all are good, not one. The only one ever been good's my son. So to answer your question, the good died once. Jesus. What if I told you to choose when your mom died? You think you could choose when your mom died? If you put it off 20 years away, 20 years later when that day came, would you not cry? You couldn't be God, you are not I. My ways are not yours, your thoughts are not mine. You can't even deal with the pressure of your own life when you're not high. Try looking in the God mind. See, I love them more than you ever did, more than you ever could. Death doesn't lessen it. Let my own son meet death as the evidence, and I love them all, rap star to the president. The real question is, what you living like? If I punish every sin, would you live tonight? So how you get mad when I get them other folks same chances I give you to get it right? You got a son that one day will be a man. You expect him to trust you and he don't understand or even know what you up to. Cause he knows that you love him, right? So trust that I love you.
The next one in the quiz is Mexico grows fruits and vegetables and Argentina produces beef. If Mexico voluntarily trades fruits and vegetables in exchange for Argentinian beef, then both Mexico and Argentina benefit from the trade. Mexico and Argentina lose from the trade. Mexico benefits and Argentina loses from the trade, or I don't know. I'm going to read it again. Mexico grows fruits and vegetables. Argentina produces beef, and Mexico wants to trade, and then both of them would benefit from the trade because then they're both getting something out of the trade. And the next question is, the manufacturers of XYZ winter sportswear have their manufacturing plants running at night, but they are unable to produce enough sportswear to satisfy the demand. If XYZ manufacturers cannot increase production and the demand continues to increase, the price of XYZ winter sportswear will increase, decrease, or stay the same. Now, this is the problem that we see in our economy, where there's a little bit of supply and there's a large demand. When there's a large demand and a little bit of the supply, then the supply side is able to determine the prices, which means the prices will shoot up because all of these people want it, so they are going to buy it. But there's not enough. So it's sort of, you could look at it as if there's something that's limited edition. Could look at it like that. Then what you would start to see is that the suppliers would increase the price and then the demand shame. So what would happen to the prices is that the price of the sportswear would increase. Number 12, the resources used in the production of goods and services are limited. So society must make choices on how to use resources, try and obtain additional resources, reduce the use of the resources. If the resources used in production of goods and services are limited, the society can make 3 choices. Make choices about how to use the resources, try and obtain additional resources, or reduce the use of resources. I would say reduce the use of resources because it's limited, right? But you could also make choices on how to use your resources. And you could also try and obtain additional resources from outside. I'm going to say obtain because you can't leave it like that because then you have no products. Hopefully, the existence of this institution results in an increase in the price of stocks, brings people who want to buy stocks together with those who want to sell stocks, help predict the stock's earnings, or I don't know, I would say it brings them together because that's what markets do. It brings the people who want to buy to the people who basically are selling. The next one is when a person rents an apartment, who benefits from the transaction? Only the person renting the apartment, only the landlord, or both of them? And it's both of them because you get a place to stay and they get money from you getting a place to stay. It's both of you. When deciding which of the 2 items to purchase, one should choose the item that costs less, choose the item with the greatest benefits, choose the item after comparing the costs and benefits of both items. Definitely need to compare. And this is something that I used to struggle with. Can I please just tell you? Because I would get to a place and I'd look at the person, they'd be like, just buy, it's 5 rand or 10 rand or whatever. And then I'd feel bad for them, or I'd feel so pressured into buying that I'd just buy at the first store. And then you walk past the next store and it's like 5 rand and you're like, man, I should have weighed out. I mean, that one even looks much better than the one I bought and all of this other stuff. So definitely need to compare. When governments supply products and services, usually benefit more than one person at a time, whether they have paid for it or not. Only the person who pays for the products and the services, the businesses at the expense of consumers. I would definitely say more than one person at a time. That question is so confusing. When the federal government's expenditures for a year are greater than its revenues for the year, the difference is known as national debt, a budget deficit, or a budget surplus. So now the federal government's expenditures are more than its revenue. It's definitely a budget deficit because now you have spent more than you have government. And many of our governments, just by the way, they don't tell you this, but are running at a very bad budget deficit. Which of the following are most likely to be helped by inflation? People living on a fixed income, banks that loaned money at a fixed rate of interest, people who borrowed money at a fixed rate of interest. I would definitely say the banks, because how does it help us when inflation is showing us fire? If I'm wrong with that question, I really don't know. Which of the following would be most likely to accelerate the innovation of the computer industry? Placing a tax on all new innovations in the computer industry, not. Increasing the government regulation on computer industries. Investing more in the research and development, definitely investing more in the research and development. And then the last question, which one of the following statements about the function of money is wrong? Money makes it easier to save. Money makes trading goods and services easier. Money holds its value well in terms of inflation. No, it doesn't hold its money well in terms of inflation, because when inflation comes, then all of a sudden you are looking at spending 500,000 on a loaf of bread that you usually wouldn't have bought for 500,000, but now you're buying it for 500,000 because you don't have money. And now what do you do afterwards? And now we're going to get into the scary part, which is looking at my results. And they told me my score. Are they going to tell me which one I got right? No, they just tell you the correct answers from each. So I am definitely happy with my result. I'm not happy with my result. I got 85%. They're not even telling me which one I got wrong because now I have lied to the people and the people don't know. This is the part where I've gotten my score, but I'm not going to tell you my score right now. You are going to hear my score at the closing of the show.
Active FM.
So my score was 85%, which is not great. It's not like the best thing in life, but it definitely was 85%. They don't show you which ones you got wrong. They just tell you what the answers are, but I'll let you know which ones I got wrong because I can see from my answers which ones I got wrong. I got that right. I got that right. I got that right. Yes, I got that right. I got that right. I definitely got that right. I got that wrong. Okay. The resources used in the production of goods and services would basically help people make choices about how to use the resources. I say try and obtain additional resources, which is wrong. And then I got that one right. I got the next one right. I got the next one right. I got the next one. Yes, no. Number 18, which of the following are most likely to be helped by inflation? I said banks that loaned money at a fixed rate of interest. The correct answer is people who borrowed money at a fixed rate of interest. So I definitely got that wrong. And the rest I got right. So I got 2 answers wrong. Yay! My economics knowledge has not failed me today. Well, it did because I wish I got those other 2 right because then I would have gotten 100%, which sucks. But otherwise, we did do well in this economics quiz. For another week, this is Noelzi. Make sure that you share this with everybody you know, everybody in your world, whoever you look at, whoever you talk to, whoever you smile at, whoever you breathe at. Make sure that they're listening to the show. But for another week, signing out. Peace out. Love you. God bless you. Bye.